I don't know, like,
Recording
do
in
we have
progress.
agendas for folks anywhere?
I have mine.
I have the one you gave us.
Okay.
I need
Well, I have one, but I didn't know, I know sometimes they hand them out. Okay. Sorry. All right. All right, call to order the November meeting of the Lewes African American Heritage Commission. I was told we have to start with a roll call first to make sure the AI picks up our names. I assume that's with Calvin. You don't need to do a roll call, do you? Oh, you do? Okay.
Julia Kirsch.
Okay. Calvin?
Calvin Jackson.
Bill Colick.
Akira Lindsay.
Daryl Daisy.
Stephanie Colick.
Khalil Saliba.
Pat Gorshinsky.
And we need
Oh, yeah.
2 online, please.
Fallon's on there.
Fallon?
Fallon Hilton. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Miss D? Okay. All right. So, and excuse absence for Reverend McCaffrey, she's out tonight. Announcements. Fallon, do we have any announcements on your end?
Yes, I do. Just a reminder that the Lewes 250 website went live on November 1st. All events should be submitted to Stephanie Ripper. And Ms. Trina did send out a copy of the form for everybody's convenience, as well as her email, Stephanie's, for everyone to send any events that we have. Please also remember to send an email blast to your mailing list and all of your friends and family to encourage them to log into the website and sign up for the newsletter. The first newsletter went out on November 10th. Social media handles, they have Facebook and Instagram. So all of the happenings for 250 for 2026 will be on that website. The other things I have are December 6th is the walking tour featuring St. George's and Mr. Darrell's house with his black Santa collection. And then the Christmas parade is also on December 6th. And that's all I have.
Okay. Pat, do you have anything from the Lewes Historical Society?
No new updates.
Okay.
The only thing that I had to check on is that voices heard.
No, I meant from announcements. Any-
From announcements?
Some events that are going
Nothing
taking
new.
place.
Well, you know, the house store, she just mentioned the house store, so.
Well, share about, because there's also the holiday,
Oh, the holiday market
Yeah,
is
holiday
on
market.
campus from 9 to 4, I believe, same time as the house store. And there are 8 to 10 houses on the house tour.
10, I think it is,
10?
actually, yeah. Okay. Julie, you have any city announcements?
The City Hall will be closed on Thursday for Thanksgiving and the Friday for the day after Thanksgiving.
Okay. Any other commissioners, any announcements? Okay. All right. We'll get going. First thing is presentation, possible action, approval of the minutes. You all got a copy of the minutes, or they came out in the announcement for the meeting. Do I have any questions on the minutes, any concerns? If not, anyone want to make a motion to approve the minutes? So moved.
Second.
All right, second. All right, announcement seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Okay, good, minutes are approved. We moved up early in our presentation. We have some guest speakers tonight from basically the Lewes 250 group. So we've moved them up. I don't know, Stephanie, if you want to introduce them. Some of them anyway.
So I know Miss Kelly,
Okay.
and I know, well, the mayor, but I'm sorry, you brought someone else?
I did. I'm Terry Lesky.
Oh,
Okay.
hi.
So we're looking forward to your presentation. Who's going first?
I guess I can.
All right.
You want to come up with me? Yeah, good, yeah.
And appreciate you coming out tonight.
Listen, we're happy to be here. Are you kidding me? I'm going to pass this around, if I may, for everybody. This is, you're going to see this all around town. This is this little flyer that we put together. It's going to be in a lot of stores. You're going to see it on billboards. But what it has is a QR code, so it's easy for you to sign up for the Lewes 250 website and the newsletter, which will be rolling out every month. We did, it was delayed just a little bit, but we're going to have another one, I think, the first week in December so that we can get it out before the Christmas parade. But so we've been meeting since January last year and going through all kinds of ideas and things that we wanted to do. We started in the library, and everybody came with a million thoughts and ideas and little ownership of anything. So we decided to put together a steering committee, which consists of the mayor and Trina, Terry Milewski from Greater Lewes Foundation, and Mike Rawl, Ron Collins, and Andrew Leiter from Historic Lewes, and myself. I'm chairing the committee. We've been meeting really regularly, trying to take all those ideas we've gotten from people and put them together in a nice package and have them spread out across the year. The idea was to ask people not to do more than they would ordinarily do, these organizations and nonprofits, but to ask people to maybe try to elevate it a little bit. So one of the things that we're doing this year is we have the Overfalls. Every year, they do an anchor drop at midnight. Well, this year they're going to do one at 7 p.m. to get families involved and maybe people who don't want to be out late on, amateur night, if you will. And, I like to be home in my jammies in front of the TV when the ball drops. I don't know about you. But one of the things that we really came up with was that we certainly want to tell everyone's story as part of this Lewes 250. And we're also not focusing just on colonial Lewes. We are talking about the full 250. Now, we know Lewes is almost 400 years old, as I am reminded frequently by the mayor. But we do want to include all of the decades of Lewes throughout these 250 years. So one of the things that, in particular, that we're doing besides the colonial stuff and participating in the parades, it's not all just picnics, parades, and fireworks, but we want to do in the month of May at the Pavilion at the American Legion. It's called Once in a Blue Moon. It is a month with a blue moon, which is a month in which there's 2 full moons, and that's May of next year. So on the 30th, we've got the Legion committed, and we want to make this into a representation of the Happy Day Club. Trying to bring back, and because, we talked about first, like, oh, let's do a gala, and it's like, everybody does that. You stand around at Lewes Yacht Club with your, no offense to Lewes Yacht Club, with your with their martini glass, and everybody's all, it's like, let's do something that's a whole lot more fun. So we thought.
That's not how the Happy Day Club was?
Well, not from the pictures I just saw from Trina,
Okay.
but that's one of the reason why we wanted to come here today, especially for that. Well, that's one thing. But we also would like to get, sort of your ideas about maybe other events that are going on in the community about where we're not necessarily aware, and then being able to work with you to kind of make sure that the word gets out, get it on our website, et cetera, and get people aware of what the community is doing. But I'm going to let Terry talk for a minute about, come on, she's the event planner part of the committee. She's really very experienced and talented with this, and she sort of has ideas. But we're looking to you for photographs of the history about what happened in the African American community around that time. As I met with Bill Collick last week, and he was telling me, it's 39% African American in the community of Lewes back in the 50s, I guess. So, there's a big part of the culture that we want to share with everybody. Like I said, this is not one person's story, the story of this community or our country. And it's about time that everybody's story gets told. So that was just kind of the rationale between the vision, about the vision statement that we came up with through and it's on the website when you log in there, that you'll see the website that the steering committee came up with. So anyway, oh, wait, that's probably there.
Lou's helping you out here?
There. It is.
Okay.
It's there somewhere. So anyway, so Terry, do you want to talk a little bit about what you've got so far, what you think, what the holes might be, what things we might look to you to provide, so that we can really make this exciting? By the way, I just want to add, it's going to be a ticketed event, so, and it holds about 250 people, so it should be a party.
Hopefully. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So,
Well, we're trying to, when we heard about the Blue Moon in May, we thought, oh, Blue Moon, blues music, we'll lean towards that whole feel. So we did some research and talked to Trina and got some information about the Happy Day Club, and we thought that would be kind of fun. Not that we want to completely make it into the Happy Day Club, but we want to appreciate that whole era. So we looked at the Children's Beach House, we looked at this, we looked at that, but we went to the Pavilion because they've been helping us too here in Lewes, and that facility, for one thing, is huge. And I feel like it just gives that fun kind of rustic vibe that is comfortable and makes you feel like put some blues music in there. And so I did. I booked J&B Catering, I think it is, Jabbar. I booked him. I'm looking at Christy Taylor. I have to talk to her about maybe some music. But the one thing we kind of want to do is kind of bring some history into it. So I'm trying to figure out how it's going to work because it's kind of dark in there. But we were trying to maybe do some kind of almost cutout boards, pictures of the club, pictures of Trina's grandparents, like just to make it kind of like not only just a party, but a kind of a learning experience about what was going on in that time. So that's kind of what we want to do. We also want to have someone speak a little bit. So I thought it would be fun to like start this off with like some blues music. It's kind of a cocktail thing. We have somebody maybe get up and talk a little bit about what it's all about, and then progress into maybe like some fun music. So that's our plan. I've already met with the Pavilion. We're thinking about doing it all in blue, like blue lights, blue linens, wear blue, all blue, everything blue. So, and it's kind of an,
except the bar has to be red.
yeah, see, I'm almost on the fence on the blue thing now. It could be called once in a blue moon, but after looking at the pictures and the red, I'm all about it being like it was. So the blue thing is cool, but I got to think that through a little bit more. But anyway, I love pictures and any stories or history because it helps you kind of create that event space that would make it kind of, fun and more of a learning thing, just even though it's a party. So if anybody has the information, can get our emails out and send it out to us.
So I just want to share with you some of the things that we've put up here, and we want to continue to do this. This is on our website now, Lewes Through the Years, looking back. And if you keep scrolling down, eventually we're going to come to a photograph of Ernest Gooch at his ambulance, standing next to the ambulance that he drove. And again, we should be talking about the Menhaden reel. We should be talking about the industry here. There he is. There's Ernest. Yeah. So and just the community as a whole, and kind of intertwining it with the music when the band takes a break or in between. I mean, we're open to suggestions in that regard and how to deliver that message, how to be educational in addition to, because that's really the like I said at the beginning, it's not just about picnics and parades and fireworks for this year. Yeah, we're going to have that too, but we want people to learn about this country. I don't know if anybody's been watching the American Revolution, the Ken Burns. It's very different what we learned about the revolution in school. They didn't teach us all of the, ins and outs and the things that Ken Burns is talking about. And I think it's time that the country sort of learned about that, and that's kind of been the slant of the whole committee that we are trying to move towards is, let's have fun, but let's make it education. That word is so, but where people come away feeling something new. So.
You also might want to mention we're doing like small reels, like if you have a story to tell about growing up or your parents growing up or anyone. We have that on the website too, that will come and interview you and you can tell were you doing one? Did you do one already?
Bill did one already.
Bill did one,
yeah. And I also did one with it's Jane Thompson and Natalie Popham, they are the granddaughters of James Beebe, who he and his brother started Beebe Hospital. So we're looking for people who've lived here their whole life. I suggested to Stephanie that she should be doing one because, she'd have a different perspective than perhaps what Bill had, because it was a few years later. So, it would be really good to incorporate all of that.
Is that an implication that Bill's old?
No. It was only a few years.
She would have said a lot of years.
Just
a few.
checking.
One or two.
Just checking.
Sorry, Bill.
Several years.
Yeah, any
So
indication.
this is our concept, and we would love,
Well, I'm sure Trina has told you, we've got a lot of pictures. And I think most of us are big believers in representation matters. I asked Stephanie to engage with you guys because we want to make sure where we could input, that we were able to input. So I think really it's just the ask, what exactly you want. And I think for the most part, we have a lot of, even the Historical Society already has taped interviews that Trina and all the folks have been doing with some folks who, and some of them unfortunately aren't still with us, but they do depict an older time
I
in
picked up a
Lewes.
disc from Denise Clemens at the archives.
okay,
It's
okay.
the Voices Heard
Yes,
disc.
yes,
So
yes,
yes, that, and we're going through that, and that will also be,
Yes.
clips of that will also be living on our website. But maybe we can play some of that at the, at this, or get someone to speak about the same kinds of topics. Maybe you would want to stand up and say something at it.
That's Trina's world.
Okay.
I think too, that needs to not be too crazy, the speaking.
but a
But I
little bit.
think if we have different kinds of, it would be interesting, I was reading a little bit about fishing and how there was a lot of people that worked in the fishery kind of type things. But what were the main jobs in the Afro-American community at that time? It doesn't have to just be about this Happy Day Club, but I think that would be, just looking at that picture with the ambulance, I think that's really interesting. What was, going on that time? And, that was their place to go, but what else was going on around that? So that would be good. We'd do some
Yeah,
history
I
and
think-
research on that.
I think we can, I really think, and I'm sure Trina's told you, I think we have what I think you're asking for.
Right.
Either between us or the Historical Society. I just want, where do we inject it? When do we inject it? What
Right.
specific do you need? I think if you give us those asks, I think we, for the
Sure.
most part, can provide. Now, I don't know about the Happy Day Club photos. I think that's, Trina would have to be because I haven't seen anyone's outside of you, Trina. But as far as people fishing, as far as leisure activities, as far as Johnny Walker
Right,
Beach,
absolutely.
as far as all that.
Right.
Matter of fact, we just had 25 photographs restored. They're here tonight. We just got them restored from the Johnny Walker Beach, showing the community some really nice restorations, some photographs. So I think we can do that. And the oral histories, like I said, is already created. One of the things, and I'm a history buff, so I can talk about this forever with you guys, but 1800, we know Lewes was half black, right? In the 1950s or 60s, we know it was at least 25% or more at that point in time. So a big chunk of Lewis's history included a lot of activities in the African-American community, right? Just by the nature of the numbers. So I think if we can help you make your presentations more representative, we certainly have some of the stories, we certainly have the different events in history that sure most intrigue folks. But I just, my puzzlement is there's so much activity around Lewes 250. More importantly, Lewes 250 kind of just formed, but there was that Delaware 250, which there was so much going on, you didn't know where to inject information. And I sent them information. Sometimes it was you, sometimes we had no idea.
Right.
But, hopefully we can be more specific and we can really help do what you want to do.
I personally would appreciate when you have events that you get nailed down, like, for example, and I can't remember exactly what the title is that
Be
you were
My
using.
Playground.
This used to be my playground. We would love to come and maybe even video some of that, hear people talk about what it was like when that was your playground. And so if we can be sure to have that information available, there's that form that was sent around, put it on the form, send it in to us so we can get it on our website we'll also then feature it on a Facebook post or other Instagram posts, maybe do a little pop-up when it rolls around and gets closer to be able to feature that activity, really get people out for these events in the African-American community here that maybe otherwise might go unnoticed, you know? So if you don't mind a bunch of white people invading in your space, you know, it's like...
We're used to it.
I thought that, but didn't want to say it.
Well, and also we should clarify, like, we're not doing everything about Lewes 250. Like, all the nonprofits are doing their
Own
thing.
thing, yeah, got it.
We are doing maybe 4 or 5 featured
Big
items
things.
between GLF and the city of Lewes. So we have one Broadway in the Park will be coming up in September, too. So we're doing a couple big features, but the rest of it, everyone is supposed to do their own thing, but we are the hub that they can advertise and put their information on that calendar.
Mention the bells too, because I think the commission would want to know about the bells.
I
Oh,
was
yeah.
going to bring one.
You don't decide to ring it.
I did announce it at,
Without ringing it.
I
but
did
didn't
announce it at the
bring
last
one.
meeting.
So on New Year's Day, we're going to have people convening at the gathering at the Zwannendale Park, right behind the Zwannendale Museum. We're going to have bells, we're going to be ringing bells, we're going to walk down the street to St. Peter's Episcopal Church, and we're going to have a performance there of, looks like a handbell choir, and also perhaps a brass quintet that, and, you know, maybe have the Reverend say a few words or something, but just to kind of really ring in a solemn and joyful way of what this year means in terms of the 250th anniversary of our independence. And believe me, I recognize it wasn't everybody's independence. We know that. But, you know, nonetheless, it was the formation of our country. And we're continuing to move forward, and I think that's the important piece there. So we'd love to have people join us there. There are going to be bells and other merchandising items available for sale at the Rives Holt House on 2nd Street. So stickers and hats, and we didn't do things with sizes because that gets to be an inventory, you know, nightmare. But things that people can go, Christmas ornaments, and I think I have the first magnet on my car tonight. So, but at any rate, but that would be the thing to do that we would ask for you. Besides learning more about the history, is getting your events and then joining into some of the other events that are there that maybe you wouldn't ordinarily have known about or joined into. We really want this to be a community of people. So it's my message.
We have 2 commissioners on the phone, so I just want to make sure. Phelan and Dee, do you have any questions of the folks talking?
I do not. This is Dee.
Okay.
I don't have any questions, just a request if we can get the flyer emailed so we can have a digital copy, so we can add it to our social media as well.
You can scan it. 'cause
I can scan it, Fallon. I'll scan it in and I'll send it to everybody. It'll be next week though, okay?
Any of the other folks have any questions or?
She was talking about people, Kitty Perry would be someone to really talk to. And of course, I don't know if you've talked with Louis E. Riley, but those 2. And then you talk about different times. I mean, Trina has a sister that I think you should
Yes.
talk
Yes.
to. Dee Lott
We
as
know
well.
Trina never went to the Happy Day Club. She had to sit outside. So we're here.
She was a baby.
She was too
She
young.
probably snuck in there.
I read it, yeah.
She was a baby.
So in
Just and there are I'm sure there's other people, but I'm just thinking.
I would love those people's names and
Okay.
their contact,
Okay.
if you could give
I
me, or
certainly
maybe introduce me,
Okay.
and then we'll make arrangements to have, you know, them
From
to
an
talk with them.
efficiency standpoint, the
I
Lewis,
think you have just talked some with.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Lewis Historical Society's taped a lot of those
Right.
folks already, so maybe
And
there's
we can just
some
maybe tap
efficiency
some of that.
I
yeah.
can talk to you about what we did. Some
That's
of it,
great.
it's not all video, some is just audio.
That's okay. We can do that. Doesn't matter.
Great.
Benjamin Stokely.
I can just send her, I have already typed up the phone numbers and emails of the work group for, this used to be my playground, so I could email you.
Yeah, that's
And
a-
if those
that's an
people will be
all-star
there,
cast there.
that would be a way that maybe we could have, you know, carve out some time either before or after to talk with people individually, you know, for a few minutes and just kind of get some statements from people, have them give us something.
And in terms of photographs, if you've got specific asks, ask them, because we could just flood you with photos.
How about the playground?
That's
what I'm trying to get a picture
That's been
of.
a challenge. We've gotten a
bet.
couple,
It's always
but
in the
they're not-
background
They're not great, yeah, they're background
Yeah.
pictures so
Yeah.
far. But that, we're going to ask more proactively in the
Okay.
near future, so hopefully something will show up. Sometimes it
Right.
takes you asking 5 or 6 times before people start looking through their places and
Right.
finding stuff, so hopefully it helps, so. But yeah, I'm sorry, any other commissioner, any other questions other than Bill?
No? Well, we really appreciate taking your time
No,
tonight.
we
Thank
appreciate you. and-
Thank you
and
for allowing
like I
us to
said,
come and chat.
Don't let lack of reach out, Stephanie.
Stephanie and I have,
If
yeah.
you have photo needs or needs, let us know. I think most of it's already available.
Okay.
Not all, but most of it might be available
All right.
between us and the Lewes Historical Society.
I'll drop my business card off on your desk, and you'll be able to email me, and we can connect. Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you very
so
much.
much. Thank you.
So, Trina and the mayor, you guys also want to?
We were here for moral support.
Oh, you were just here for moral support? Okay, all right. Thank you. All right, we will get going. Old business, continued discussion and possible action around future programming. Black History Month 2026 used to be my playground. Do we have an update on that?
Yes, so we have the venue. It will be at Lewes Elementary School. We got the time 12 to 4, because I figured the program would probably be, 1 to 3? And then that would give us time to fellowship afterwards.
Actually, you might want, can you push it later? That fellowship we had to kick people out the last time. Trina?
Once you do the, the paperwork.
Okay.
So they just gonna have
I
to
know
go.
we had to
Got an
kick them
hour.
out. We had to kick them out the last time.
Well, we don't have to go until 3, so if you don't want.
I had to tell people, you don't have to go home, but you gotta get out of here.
Well, maybe we do the program an hour and a half, and then do food an hour and a half.
Okay,
So,
all right.
you shorten the program. I do have IT set up in case we wanted to do pictures, but it doesn't look like we're gonna have any pictures of the playground, so we might,
Yeah.
The one.
We had the one in the snow.
Yeah, I have
And-
one in the snow.
We have some where the parade is in that,
But-
but it's always in the background. I'm sorry.
Name and address?
Say your name and address, Trina.
Trina Brown Hicks, 504 DuPont Avenue.
Okay.
The one picture that I have that shows the playground, but it's snow. It was-
Snow, yeah.
But AI does a lot of stuff. So they can remove that snow, whoever, But anyway,
we
I'm
might
just
even be
saying.
able to get Eric Gooch to remove it.
I don't, yeah,
Yeah. So I'm just saying.
yeah, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, and you can also use drawings. You don't have to have a picture all the time. It can be representative drawings or something like that to sort of represent it. But I will tell you, the day after we do that program, I bet all sorts of
Everybody will
people come
have
up with
8 million
pictures.
pictures of it,
Sorry for
Oh,
interrupting,
no.
Steph.
And I think so the work group will be meeting again on December 3rd at 2 PM.
Okay, great. How did it go the first time?
It
Getting
went
everyone
really
together?
well. Yeah, really well.
Okay, great.
Stephanie, what was the date of that again?
December 3rd.
That's
No, not the meeting, the actual event.
Oh, I'm sorry, February 21st.
21st is what you have, yes. All right. Okay. Well, cancel your conflict, Makia. She said, what? Anyway, I'm sorry. The other thing I have, anything else, Stephanie?
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Delima, did you have anything else? I can't remember. Uncle Bill?
No, not really. I think you've covered it all.
Okay.
Okay.
We're just going to get on the brass tacks at the next meeting and plan the program.
Yes.
Okay. Did you put in the part where I'm singing? I can't sing, but I'll do it, just for that. Anyway, but where, did we inject that song somewhere into the program?
Probably not.
Well, we have to think of that through. I want to hear that song that day, Stephanie.
Oh, my gosh.
Used to be my playground. I love that song. Anyway, The next on the old business is the Girl Scout program. I have been in touch recently with the local Girl Scouts about a March date, so we're still trying to figure out a March date. So hopefully I'll follow up on that. They said they'll get back to me. March 12th is National Girl Scout Day. I'm not sure we're going to be able to do it that day, but
A weekend?
it's March 12th. No, it's a Thursday.
He says it's 12.
Yeah, March 12th is a Thursday. I said, I'm not sure we're going to be able to do it that day because, one, it's a Thursday, and then they probably have other things scheduled for that. So we'll see. Maybe we have to work around that on that. But I'm not giving up on that. I think that's going to be a great program once we get that in place. Continued discussion and possible action, update on the Lewes African American Heritage bylaws. No update, Julia?
No,
Last time-
Alex has them. I don't have anything back from him.
Yeah, we're just waiting for the city solicitor to approve the updates. The updates were just grammatic. There wasn't any major changes, just changing some things out. Continued discussion and possible action regarding website review. We did add the link Voices, I'm sorry, Blue, did you and Pat, I know you guys were working on getting the Voices Heard video on our
The
website.
problem with the video, Blue told me before the meeting, is that it's Blu-ray. So we don't have a Blu-ray player. We need something that's, to make it not blurry.
All right, and
And you were having the same issue as well?
And we are looking for the files.
Okay.
That's the update I have.
Okay, so we're looking for the files, and we can't use the Blu-ray.
Okay. Just to remind some of the commissioners, the video that was, showed at the exhibit in 2024 and had its own opening before the exhibit called Voices Heard, we wanted to make that more available to the public. We were going to upload it into YouTube, but that became an issue on the Lewes Historical Society. They ran in some barrier, I'm not sure what that was. But the other thought was, if we could get the disc, we could upload it onto our site and direct people to that site to see the video. Then we got the disc, and the disc was a Blu-ray. And so we're now, and the thing now is, I don't know much about technology, but converting a Blu-ray, can you convert a Blu-ray easily to a regular CD format or DVD format?
I don't have that knowledge.
Yeah, I don't
but
either.
You need a Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
So if you had a player, you could convert it.
Daryl, my understanding is that they exist, the file exists.
Okay.
We just have to find
You
them.
just have to find, okay, so I'll give that a little bit more time, but we are anxious because that video's been in the closet for a while. and we
So
wanna get
Blue
it out
just
there.
also said that putting it on the website, it will end up being on YouTube, it just be unlisted.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine, but as long as we can direct people to the website to see the video.
Right, but whatever we play from the website ends up going onto YouTube.
It will
So
be
if
ultimately
that's-
YouTube.
Yep.
And, okay, and we can work that, but I just want, we just want to make it public again. All right, thanks for the effort, guys. I know it's fun stuff, so I appreciate that, all right? We also talked about on the website adding a resource section, but I haven't gotten back to Blue on that, which basically would put links to various newspaper articles, TV news reports, magazine articles that are related to the African American history of Lewes, or more specifically to this body as well. And then once the bylaws are approved, once they get approved by the city solicitor and then approved by mayor and council, we'll upload the new bylaws onto there as well. I do welcome any commissioners' ideas about making that website even more sort of robust, but I really want to make that more than just, a list of our names. I want it to be, something that is like a resource for people to go to, and I think you guys are getting it there. Continued discussion and possible action regarding Delaware 250 celebration updates, participation at the local level. I think we've kind of had that presentation already, so we're not going to go into that too much. And unless someone's got something else they want to say about Delaware 250, it was on the agenda, so I don't want to skip it completely, but if you got something else, let me know. But we said previously we want to make sure the Lewes African American history is represented there as well, and I think hopefully with the relationships we can make that happen. Discussion and possible action regarding utilization of the current African-American heritage assets in Lewes to help us achieve our first mission, which is to increase the social, economic value of African-American heritage. We're putting a team together right now. The team's not complete yet. I will update you guys probably at our next meeting on all the team. There's still a couple members that are still not in the fold yet, so, all right? But that'll be a work group, Julia, that's basically trying to figure out how best to market what Lewes has in terms of African-American.
As long as you don't have a
assets.
quorum.
It's a work group.
No, as long as you cannot have more than.
Yeah, we won't, no, the commissioners no.
Just wanna make sure.
Nowhere near the commissioners, okay. Yeah, we'll pay, we'll buy
FOIA, we gotta keep it.
I appreciate you educating
I'm
us.
trying to
'cause
make sure that we're good.
We're not trying to violate them, I appreciate it.
No, I know you're not.
All right, that's all I had for old business. What I have next is new business. New business, discussion and possible action regarding other programming ideas. I always keep this on here because I'm always looking, you guys have churned out a few things, but any other ideas that we have that we're looking for programming in 2026, obviously, and beyond? I am looking for our, I'm not trying to direct Makia and Fam, but I am looking for our, and Stephanie, our younger members to look at programming that maybe isn't just from the 50s and 60s, that maybe
Well.
we'll just, all right, well, there we go. Any ideas, Commissioner?
We were kind of discussing about having a block party.
Okay.
Because back in the day, we used to have block parties. The churches would hold it, the African-American churches. It would be like, we would close off DuPont Avenue, and you remember that? Yeah, like it'd be all blocked off, and it would just be a good time. So that could be something to possibly bring out the younger generation of Lewes, like around our age that grew up but are under 40 or under 50.
Or 60 or whatever.
Which one is it?
I'm not reading one of them.
All are welcome. I like
All
how
are
you said it.
welcome. Everyone's inclusive. It's inclusive. So. But to maybe bring out more of the community that we once was, because we're still here. Like they're still around.
Yeah, that sounds like, Reverend McCaffrey is always up for a party. She's not here tonight, but she's always up for a party. I think we can talk about that. Okay. That would be like a summertime-ish event?
Yeah,
Spring, summer event?
Mm-hmm.
All right. If they're going
I'm still interested in doing the living museum. And that could be something as simple as,
Stephanie.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm still interested in doing the, the living museum, where you could have people dressed in period attire. And they could be dressed up like, somebody could be dressed up as like Mr. Mills Corsi's, the dry cleaner. Somebody could be dressed up like, the cab driver. Or, it doesn't have to, that would be a way of, I know she said something about what were the industries for African Americans. So that might be a way, if you could do it that way.
From Dunn's Garage?
Yeah.
All right, that's interesting.
Or the hairdressers that were in the area.
I like the local bet on that, because, a lot of times you get these, I call them there's a museum in Baltimore called the Great Blacks and Wax Museum, and I always call them, equate those to those. A lot of times they're always national figures, but bringing recognition to some of the local figures certainly would be, I could see a 5-year-old kid dressed up as Mayor Smith, you know what I mean? I can see that, could be interesting. Maybe, are you looking at that in association with the schools, or are you looking at that more independent?
I guess it could be either or.
All right, good. Let's flush that idea out, as well as the party. The party's always on the point for that, but let's flush that idea out, okay? Also, a couple of things we mentioned, that other things was sponsor a trip to a cultural location, like a museum or something, sort of a bus tour. I don't know if we work with other groups or not, but basically, people, I guess, hopefully it would recover its own costs. People would pay, we get a bus, take people to some,
Oak Bluff.
what's Opa?
It's Oak Bluff? Oak Bluff's Martha's
Oh, we wouldn't
Vineyard?
be able to afford that.
You mean Martha's Vineyard?
Yes.
You wouldn't even, the ferry ride alone, we cost you more than afford that.
But there's history there.
There is it, but the ferry ride alone,
Can't
man.
afford that history.
Make it local.
Maybe a little closer. Maybe a little closer if we can. I like the shoot for the moon, but I like
An
the
idea
shoot for
could
the moon.
possibly be there's another sort of similar society that I have a friend, she's on the Frederick Douglass History Coalition or something in Cambridge in Easton area.
Okay.
And they do a tour of their area. It's like a guided bus tour. And that might be, they might even be able to tell us some of the things they do, and then we could probably replicate it. But they definitely have that Underground Railroad part that they talk about. And then, the Underground Railroad went through Delaware, so that we could probably tie it all in. I do know Historic Odessa has a tribute to the Underground Railroad up there. I just wish that Lewes would do a thing like Historic Odessa does. They've taken their homes and rehabbed them to make them look period, and they bring the children in and they talk about who owned the house, the type of industry the owner was in, and maybe they have a old schoolhouse. They show the children how to write with a quill pen. They have an old farmhouse with the garden and the chickens and stuff in the background, and then the kids actually bake an item on the hearth, and they show them. I mean, it was hot in there and it was summertime, but they didn't have air conditioning back then. And then they have another barn, and the kids go in there and they show them how to play old school, the hoop. How you run the hoop with the stick, and then they have a spin top, and then there's this other thing that you put the kids thread. It's like a big button, can't remember what it's called, and you thread the whirligig or something maybe they call it, and you just spin it and let it go. I mean, very simple games, but even these children that are on technology 24/7 were enjoying themselves. And there were, they showed them how to gather the eggs, how to carry the water back to the house. It's just, and it's maybe 5 buildings, but it could very easily be replicated on, in the historical complex.
I was getting ready to suggest that maybe.
Yeah.
Or even build 5 houses or cardboard or something with that design in it, and then each house kind of represents something. You can.
They host, schools all the time, so it's a moneymaker.
Yeah.
When you look at old schoolhouses, I guess the DuPont school is still there, as well as.
Oh, this is not old like that. We're talking old.
Or what about the one? What
These
about,
houses look like the mall house or the houses up, by Savannah. We're not, no, we're like a whole century ahead with the DuPont
what about
school.
the Nassau school?
I think that's still even too,
1922.
yeah. We're talking about the 1700s.
All right, well, let's,
Yeah.
guys, it's perfect. Let's flush those ideas out a little, and maybe let's present it to the commission in a future meeting, let's do this around this period, so then we can look to say yay or nay on those. Right now, they're concepts, and that's great, and they're great concepts. I really think they're workable. And some have certain timing to them. You can't have a block party in the middle of the winter typically. but some don't necessarily, so you can do some things. And with the Lewes Historical Society, especially with tours and things, maybe we can work with them to put something in place.
Yeah, and that was something I did mention the last time, but I forgot this time, like, instead of making it a walking tour, make it more
Bus
of
tour.
a bus.
Yeah, I agree. I think
Because
some,
it makes it more accessible to everyone.
yeah, we even mentioned maybe as part of some event, like maybe even Juneteenth, maybe it's a bus tour in the middle of Juneteenth, right? Or just before it or just after it. That way you have a crowd already kind of there, right? And a crowd that would have some interest in that, right? So that's just sort of something you could think of. I know you have so much on your plate. We just throw a bus tour in there too, just for the fun of it, right? Yeah. Golf carts. Golf carts.
Golf carts.
You already have the golf carts.
Intermittent charging.
Yeah, you already have the golf carts. Great. All right, guys. I'm going to keep us moving because then you guys will beat me up as we get late here. So next thing I have on new business is December 6th holiday parade. Calvin, you want to talk about that a little bit, or do you know anything about that yet? I know you just got involved in it.
So on December 6th, and when I volunteered to do this, I didn't realize how cold it was going to be on December 6th.
You've never been here on December 6th?
Yeah, I have, but I forgot.
You forgot. Okay.
So on December 6th, the city of Lewes will be having their Christmas parade. So the lineup is going to start around 4. So I guess that's right after the house tours.
Yeah.
And the parade will start at 5.
Yeah, yes.
Our role is really just to go and hand out candy canes to kids along the way. We're still looking for more volunteers. Anybody who wants to volunteer to walk,
Commissioners,
please let me know.
Like, make sure Calvin knows. Calvin, you want Calvin to be out there by himself?
Yeah,
Well, we do need a head count, so make sure that we know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and I guess one of the things they also mentioned was maybe we should have something about the Johnnie Walker Beach. If we could hand out something, maybe with a QR code to link people back to either the Johnnie Walker Beach or to our website.
Yeah.
So as we're handing out candy canes, we could hand out some information also.
It's tied to the
Yeah, I was going to say, tie it
yes.
to the campaign.
Yeah.
I don't know we have anything, though. I don't think that we have anything right now.
No, we don't have anything right now.
I mean, we have a narrative we do have a narrative of the Johnnie Walker Beach. Gives you a brief history of it, but we don't have, and so, I mean, you could tie it to
To our
that.
Maybe
website.
tie that,
As far
yeah.
as tying them to the candy canes are tiny, and all of the city staff is passing them out.
Okay.
So it's not like we're getting them in advance. They're in buckets.
Okay.
HR has them. They're just a little, no, so
Okay.
it would not work that way.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, so we're still looking for volunteers. I would love to tell you I'm going to join you, Calvin, but I'm going to be in that house tour and I know I'm going to be exhausted, so I'm going to say maybe not. Miss Trina, you want
Trina
to say
Brown,
something
Hicks,
to us?
504 DuPont Avenue. I just wanted to mention, Mayor Amy and I were just talking about it. There is actually going to be, the city is going to have a float. And so that float will allow people to walk beside the float who represent the city. So the African American Heritage Commission, anybody who would like to do that, as
that's
part
what
of the
we're doing.
city,
That's what we're
that's what.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're
Yeah.
working with the city. I think Calvin said he wants to walk instead of being on a float, but.
Yes, I will walk.
You don't want to do that
keep warm.
beauty pageant wave to
No.
everybody? No. I can see you doing it, Calvin. I can see it, man. All right, but anyway, it would be nice to have more representation. If I can, I'll get out there, but I'm just telling you, I can see
You're gonna be
it.
exhausted.
I'm gonna see, it's gonna be a little difficult for.
I said, I'll be out of town.
All right. And Dee and Phelan, I know you're on the phone as well, so if you guys are available, let Calvin know, okay?
I may be able to as well, but I have a conflict that day, but
Okay. All right, so we don't have to take any action, just we need volunteers to help out with Calvin. Calvin, thanks for volunteering yourself to do that as well. I appreciate that. Next on the agenda is the basically volunteer research and oral history updates. Basically, Lewes Historical Society, we have anything we want to discuss?
think we've already talked about the major pieces of it.
Okay.
But what I would like to add to Stephanie's idea of a living museum is basically the campus is a living
Yeah.
museum.
Good backdrop.
And not the one, but there's very little representation of the African-American community, except for the Menhaden Reel, and that's it. So, if we could work together or, come up with ideas to add to the campus to allow, we talk about it, but, talk is cheap, as they say. So, actually seeing it and knowing what, I think one of the big things that we've known, but not something that has been that known, is there were a lot of shipbuilders when Lewes first started, and they were African American. And Miss Kitty was just, when I talked to her on Monday, was referring to that and the people, what that brought to here. So that would be a fabulous ad if we can, bring it or help with it on, keeping it if you wanted to do it in a different place.
I think that's absolutely great. All right. Anything else, Pat?
That's it.
Okay. Just following up on a couple of real quick items. For Julia also, the city solicitor is also reviewing the exhibit and storage artifact loan agreement.
Yes.
Remember? So that's the other thing, we can't move. But just for the holiday house tour, I'm actually, Denise and I are going to have our own agreement, so I'll grab some of the exhibit stuff from the Lewes Historical Society. That'll just be me, it won't be the city, so it'll just be me temporarily grabbing it. So it won't stop us doing that for the tour. And just to refresh people's memory, we are participating in the holiday house tour. The house is going to be full of a lot of black Santa Clauses, and we also, in one of the rooms, will have sort of a miniature traveling exhibit that took place in 2024, the Voices Heard exhibit. So we have pieces of that back there to a group, and we think it's great because it's probably a big chunk of the group never saw the exhibit. So it's a good way of putting that exhibit. And that's kind of the idea of why we want to grab it, because things like our programs, things like what Delaware 250 was mentioned for the Happy Day Club, we might be able to inject some of that stuff into some of the programming. So that gives you motivation to beat up the solicitor. And I don't mean that physically,
I was going to
Julie.
say, I'm not sure that's a smart idea.
Yeah, I want to make sure I say that. So, with all the political violence, I don't want to
Yes,
be
I
involved
understand.
in that type of thing. So, okay. Next on the agenda is Johnnie Walker Beach update and possible action. I don't think we have a representative from the group. I can give one big update. Photos are here. They've been restored. Blue or Julia has them. Someone has them. I looked at the photos. I'll be honest with you. Some of them look really great, as far as the restoration. Others, depending on the source, didn't look so great because they came in pretty low res. They made them look better, but they didn't become alive the way you like. But there's a lot of great pictures that we've now restored. They're loaded on a disc for her, but they're actually on a website or storage site. It's called Forever. So apparently we have it forever. So all those photos are sitting there that've been restored, including the originals that were digitally scanned. So
Do you have
even
an access link to Forever? Did they give you?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
can you send that to me?
I can send that to you,
Perfect,
so.
because I'll make sure that the city has it as well, because
Yep.
we're going to need that.
Yep. But I'm thinking maybe we can play around with that if we can store additional things onto that site for future use. Then it becomes a repository of some of these photos, so we don't lose them.
Right, and I'm going to download everything
Someone
that's on
can't
that
find
disc.
them because they put it in the shoebox last month.
Well, I'm going to download everything that's on that disc onto the city
Okay.
servers and stuff, so we at least have it in a marked folder, so.
But it's back.
And redundant.
So hopefully now we can, I gotta give you the pictures that we all selected earlier
Right.
to put them on.
Oh, I think we already have them. I think I already have them.
Okay, but, for example, they would give you 3 photographs of the same picture on this disc. right?
Oh, I see what you're
So
saying.
I'll tell you
Okay,
which one.
which one of the 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know you're not supposed to take the original, but then
Okay,
there's 2
I
others.
understand what you're saying. I thought you meant the photos that were
Yeah.
going to be on the
Okay.
sign. But I can also give an update on the interpretive sign and the pavilion if you would like.
Okay, sure, yes, please.
So the interpretive sign, the permits are still with DENREC. They went in almost 6 weeks ago. So we do not have any word back from DENREC. But the permit fees have been paid, and we are waiting on that. As far as the pavilion design and construction, the design, we have the GMB rendering. Actually, it came in today. I just got the email this afternoon. So we have the rendering from GMB with the elevation. But we cannot move forward with the construction permit until, well, first we have to get the sign. There's some other city things that are occurring right now. So once the city's done working through that, we will be able to put in for the permit.
All right. Now, can I go back to the DENREC permit for the sign? Is there something we need, can we
No.
prog someone? Can we, prod
That would
someone?
not be ethical.
Okay, I didn't say bribe them,
Well,
is there some way to, because you said it's been there for 6 weeks, that seems like a long time.
No.
No, it doesn't seem like a long time to you?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm just trying to be cognizant of our April goal here, right? And-
That's the goal, but we can't control DENREC.
Okay.
You don't want to break the rules, you just kind of...
No, I never want to break the rules, Bill. I just want to make sure.
And I know that they have it because they've contacted me.
You're just going to bend them a little bit.
I'm not going to break the rules.
Well, I mean, I can tell you, they know they have it because they contacted me and said, oh, the other signs that are on there, can you please send a permit for those as well? And I guess it's the Welcome to Johnnie Walker Beach and the Welcome to Savannah Beach signs
One's already up.
that were already up. A permit was, so she said, thank you for your application. Can you please also submit a permit for the other 2 signs that are already in place? And I said, oh, sure. So I know that they have
So
the
we could put a sign up without a permit and then do it later?
No,
Is that what I'm hearing?
nope.
Well, you just did
No,
it, Julie.
I didn't do anything. I don't know, well, so, but no, Jen Pomerantz has everything.
Okay. Thanks for that update,
No
appreciate it. I love the fact the rendering is back at least.
Yeah.
I know we've got to make some decisions. Now, Johnnie Walker Beach Committee, I will say, Cynthia is on some assignment where she's going to be like 4 hours away a lot of times. So her ability to be here for the meetings is going to be compromised for at least a while. And so we have to figure out what's going to work to keep moving that stuff forward.
The vice chair or the secretary would take over.
Yeah, but then I got the committee's already kind of short, and it's starting to get into the pretty small sense. But we can talk. My concern is if they don't meet enough, we're going to slow down some of these processes, and we need to do it. So if we need to, we can make. I know you can't have too many people on phone call, but let's not let that slow us down.
Well, it won't.
Okay, all right.
I mean, because that's a subcommittee of this committee.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as long as it's discussed here as well.
Yes, yeah,
it's
that's
fine.
what I'm trying to say, bring it
Right.
to where you need to. Don't let a lack of a meeting cause a problem.
No, we wouldn't.
We can make calls.
And she had even said in one of her emails that they're not going to meet in December. They will meet in January.
Okay, all right. But again, April, my mind's still April,
Well,
Julie. So
I can't control
I know,
any more
I
than
know.
I can control.
I think I have higher expectations of you.
I appreciate that, but I can only, well, I'm doing what I can do.
Hey, Makia, any updates on Juneteenth?
Yes.
Oh, she said that with excitement.
Okay, so we have the Fred Thomas School booked as backup for inclement weather. Mid-South Audio has been scheduled. They will send the invoice to Janet and/or Julia. 227 rent is scheduled and will deliver everything the Friday before, and they will send the invoice to Janet and/or Julia. Indian River Golf Cart has been contacted, waiting a call back from them. Senator Lisa Blunt, Rochester's office has been contacted. They're looking at the schedule to see if she's available. Save the date texts and messages will be going out soon. Things to do, we need a marketing design. I'll be working with Blue on that. We need sponsorship letters with marketing, registration form with marketing. We need to secure the food trucks, secure entertainment, and make sure that Saturday, June 27th is on the Chamber of Commerce webpage. We left a message for them. And we need to start securing volunteers and contact Cape Honor Society, point of contact for that. And we also need to make sure Juneteenth and all other commission activities are on the Lewes DE 250 website. I think Fallon had mentioned that earlier. That's it.
Okay. Can you envision any other way that 250, Lewes 250 and Juneteenth can interact? I don't know if you...
Just letting them know that when we're
Just let
having
them
it, yeah.
Yeah, so they can put it on their website.
Yeah, they can put it on their time. Yep.
Sounds good. And I guess you've ruled out my moon bounce idea at this point, McKay?
No, I think we need to find out.
I
if
think
we
that there was
can.
a waiver, a rider, an insurance rider issue last year, if I'm not mistaken. I think that, yes, we were not able to get that because of the insurance rider.
Okay.
That's why, I remember you mentioned insurance was an issue, but...
I don't remember, I'm trying to remember exactly what the problem was. But just so you know, it was easier last year to come up with the design first, and then we put the design into all the vendor applications. Because I did the vendor applications, I printed them out and, saved the files. I'm not sure if you were working with Blue.
Yeah, I'm going to work with Blue and to get the design together
Okay.
and then to use for everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
That's it.
Juneteenth? Anyone else have anything on Juneteenth? Okay, all right. The other thing I have here is, I'm sorry, was Dee or Faye, do you guys have a question, or was that just background noise?
No, I don't have anything.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. All right, couple quick things. One is, I think we've almost heard from all the commissioner reports, because most of you've reported out. But is there any other commissioner report out on the activity you've been doing this past month, or what you want the commission to know about?
This is Dee Lott.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I would like to thank the commissioners who were able to attend the 75th anniversary of the William C. Jason Comprehensive High School in Georgetown. It was a full house. It was a beautiful ceremony.
Great.
And as a matter of fact, I don't want to embarrass Fallon, but when I saw Fallon at the end of the program, she said, I just felt like crying. And I think not because of the segregation, but because of what she learned on that day. She's younger, so she didn't really know the history of William C. Jason Comprehensive High School. And also one of our former teachers, who is 99 years young, spoke, Miss Dr. Reba Hollingsworth, and she gave a beautiful speech. It was very heartwarming, very touching. There were many wet eyes in the audience when she was speaking. She was raised in a 3-room house, not a 3-bedroom, but a 3-room house with her mother, father, and 6 siblings.
Oh my.
And the word camp was not allowed to be used in the house. And she made one statement which I think was very profound. She said, no matter the gray matter between your head, what you had between your head, no matter what color, you use it. You use it and you explore it and you put it out there. So I do have the Coastal Point newspaper, and they did a 2-page spread. So I did get an extra one, and I will take it to the meeting on December the 3rd and give it to Stephanie so that she can bring it to our next meeting since I don't drive at night. And you can see it. It's a very nice article. The Black Student Alliance, they were the ones who went to the president and said, we see this Jason Hall, but there could be more. And we don't know the history. We just see what's on the walls. So that they're the ones who went to the president and wanted to know more about Jason, and that's how the 75th anniversary came into existence. So they are very proud. They were very wonderful checking us in and talking, and they sold, the Jason alumni sold T-shirts, and they sold out. I think they're going to order more. They're very nice with an alma mater, and it was just a wonderful event, and I just thank Stephanie and Councilwoman Brown Hicks and Fallon for coming. Thank you.
Great. Sound like a great event. I actually met that teacher at the Voices Heard film debut. She in no way, shape, or form looked like she was 99 years old.
She's phenomenal.
Amazing.
She is phenomenal.
Really is, I agree.
And she was incredible. So I can just imagine how she was as a teacher. She was probably on top of all that stuff. So thanks for sharing, Dee. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, we have a meeting scheduled for December 11th now. But I did
Well,
want...
that was the discussion.
Yes, I want to have a discussion with the commission. Historically, the commission has not met in December for various reasons, but I just want to make sure that as a commission, we vote on whether we want to have a meeting in December or not. I know we got some stuff going on, and that doesn't, even though we don't meet, doesn't mean we can't keep doing those things. I do want to make sure we keep moving forward on some of these objectives, but I did want to bring it up to the group and say, what your thoughts about meeting on December 11th now, because the 18th isn't really available. Thoughts on anyone?
How many people responded to the email?
I have a few that responded, and there were a couple that said cancel.
But just bring your thoughts, that's all.
Cancel.
So Makia, cancel?
Yes, I agree too with the cancellation. I didn't want to be a Debbie Downer, but
It's
December's
not.
pretty busy
I just want to make decisions, without asking.
as a group.
Yeah, I want to make them as a group.
Yeah, cancel.
I'm just not available on
You're
the
good?
11th, so.
Okay, sounds like, well,
Unless we have anything pressing that we need to meet for.
What I can do, if we end up getting back the permit before, which if we did, I'd be surprised because of Thanksgiving next week and, we're moving up quickly on the holidays. But if we end up getting the permit back, I can send an email to everyone and we can communicate. We can communicate in small forms. So if I send out an email, just don't reply to all, respond to me, and I can just gather all the information and then submit the information to everyone, and then again, don't reply all, let me know, and we can all just still be in the loop.
okay. But anyone will make a motion,
With that information, I'm going to make a motion that we
Motion.
cancel.
okay? Anyone? Second?
A second.
All right. All who want to cancel December's meeting, say aye.
Aye.
All who don't, say nay. Okay. Well, the meeting's canceled, but again, as Julia, as we were talking about, we do have some things moving forward. The Black History Month program not concerns me, but I just want to make sure, I know you guys are doing some good stuff, but I want to make sure it keeps moving forward without us meeting on December.
What Councilwoman Brown Hicks just brought to my attention is that the Martin Luther King celebration Epworth is January 16th, which would then be that is your next scheduled meeting.
What time is that?
I'm sorry.
What
Hold
time
on.
is that program?
No, I'm sorry, that's a Friday. That's a Friday.
Okay.
Okay,
No,
sorry, we're good.
All right. Okay, so we're canceling the meeting, so thank you, appreciate you guys.
The next meeting will be January 15th.
January 15th, actually Martin Luther King's birthday. All right. Any public comments, either on the phone or in the room? Any public comments?
I have a question. What was on the 16th? of January?
Martin Luther, I'm sorry, let me just pull it back up. The Martin Luther King celebration, Epworth.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't have anything else.
Okay. All right, so is there any public comment? Any further comment? Okay,
Now,
yes.
you know, I've talked to Reverend McCaffrey a little bit about this and heard us tonight talk about history of Lewes. And I would love to see us help St. George's Church as it relates to the cemetery, because there's some rich history there. I know that we have, I think some things have been done as it relates to the history of it, but Reverend McCaffrey and I talked just a little bit, not much about it, but I think I would love to see us, do something with that, take that on, and I don't know, that history, and you and I were talking about just, keeping the history, having it written, and you kind of know what we're talking about, and so I want to say that I think it would be something to look at. Of course, we would need to talk to Reverend McCaffrey and see, what we could do with it. And I know there's some things that have been done, but I would love. I was talking to someone, I think they were from Connecticut, and they had taken an old cemetery there that was predominant. It was African American, and from headstones to all kinds of stuff, and just we've done it. I don't know if it's possible, but boy, there's some rich history there. I know.
What are you thinking as far as actually doing?
Well, I was down there, and I just looked at things like
Get close to the mic, Billy.
headphones and markers and those kind of stuff, that kind of stuff, and it's over a period of time, and when you look at where it is, and again, and I think certainly Reverend McCaffrey would be the lead person, in my opinion, with what we could do, but I just think with headstones and that kind of stuff, and just a little more about it, and have it somewhere that it's documented. I'm sure there's some things that have been done already that it's documented. Certain some people have that information, but just a thought.
And maybe next meeting we'll ask, before then I'll reach out to her.
What she'd like to do.
I said, ask her what she
What- any
thinks.
thoughts? Yeah.
Okay. As you're right, we're not going to do anything without her.
Oh, absolutely.
So that makes perfect sense.
I'm fine with that. I just would like, just to help and see what we could do and what she thinks that we could do.
Well, with that, is there any, at this point, that we had public comment, is there any motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Second? Okay, motion adjourned, second. All for it, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay.
See you next year.
Meeting is adjourned. Well, almost.